Welcome to another CTV Sports presentation. CTV Sports is brought to you by St. Clair Chevy Buick GMC. We care. By Murphy Inn Restaurant and Hotel in St. Clair. By North Star Bank, North Star, guiding the way. By Neiman's Family Market. By St. Clair Home Goods and Ace Hardware. And by CTV, Community TV for Marine City and St. Clair.
Welcome back, everyone. John Carter along with Brad Robbins, JP on camera. And the Saints in the second half of the doubleheader take on the Sterling Heights Stallions. The Saints come into the game 3-2 in the league, 8-3 overall. Sterling Heights is 0-5, has not won in 9 contests yet this evening or this year. Both teams have left the court after their warm-ups. And we will begin to turn it over here to Coach Denny White for the national anthem and the introduction of the players.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please rise and face the flag? Gentlemen, please remove your caps as we honor America this evening with the singing of our national anthem by St. Clair High School's own Allison Child. Ladies and gentlemen, St. Clair High School welcomes you to tonight's varsity game between the Stallions of Sterling Heights High School and the Saints of St. Clair High School. In the spirit of sportsmanship, the starting lineup ran in alternating fashion, beginning with the Stallions. Senior, number 1, Tyler Shabbat. For the Saints, junior, number 1, Austin Swagger. For Sterling Heights, senior, number 3, Seth Ochoa. For St. Clair, junior, number 13, Ryan Zimmer. For the Stallions, junior, number 23, Noah Garnett. For the Saints, senior, number 14, Scott Selleck. For Sterling Heights, freshman, number 24, Joe Thomas. For St. Clair, senior, number 21, Matt Eisenhart. For the Stallions, senior, number 35, McKinley Mitchell. For the Saints, junior, number 31, Sean Donaldson. The Stallions are coached by Mike Griffin. The Saints by Corey Tanton, assisted by Matt Piscowet, Todd Kelly, and Tom Lesko.
Well, welcome back, everyone. John Carr along with Brad Robbins. And Brad, second game here, and Saints definitely have a mission to protect their home court.
Yeah, you mentioned the kind of the outline of the standings in the league, and if you're going to bring in a team that hasn't had the opportunity to win a contest yet, they're probably hungry for one, but they had to travel to get it. And if you're the Saints, you want to protect your home court right from the outset. You don't want to give the Stallions a reason to believe that tonight's the night they're going to get their first W, and you got to take the floor with that mentality for St. Clair.
All right, number 24, Joe Thomas, freshman. He's jumping against Ryan Zimmer, Matt Eisenhart, Osher Schweiger, Sean Donaldson, Scott Sullick starting for the Saints. Tip control by Zimmer. And here's Donaldson. Schweiger in the corner, Sullick. Down deep, Zimmer. Open, Schweiger. Three, has got it.
Good start for the Saints.
Tyler Shabbat comes up, dribbles into a trap, is on the line, and that's turnover quickly for St. Clair. Don't want to be there along the sideline and against double team.
Not an ideal area if the Saints are going to put a trap on. You don't want to go to coffin corner there and let the sideline be the third defender in a trap.
Sterling Heights out in the 2-3. Matt Eisenhart, Donaldson. Rim no good, rebounded by Thomas.
Smart play there by Zimmer, realizing that he didn't have the position, and instead of getting a careless foul, he backed off.
Donaldson, strong drive to the basket, and he scores. Here's Ochoa.
Saints continue to apply a half-court trap look.
Mitchell, and he's taken away again. Schweiger, all the way to the basket, and he scores. And head coach Mike Griffin quickly, as the Saints jump off to a 7-0 lead, and pressure getting to Sterling Heights.
Yeah, they're really bothered by that. The guards aren't very confident with the basketball, not seeing over the top, and the Saints are dictating what the Stallions are going to do. Looked like the guy in the middle there was a little bit out of place and uncomfortable with the basketball. I don't know if he brings it up a lot, but there's a reason that Sterling Heights hasn't won a game. And the Saints did a nice job of coming out and kind of dictating tempo and being aggressive here on their home floor. It's exactly what they got to do in this quarter.
All right, Saints now extend their defense. Man-to-man pressure, it looks like. Ochoa gets it. Guarded by Schweiger. Here's Sabat. Cross court to Mitchell. Mitchell. Nice take to the basket. And McKinley Mitchell scores first two for Sterling Heights. 7-2. Donaldson inside. Zimmer out front. Eisenhart. Three-pointer off the rim, no good. And rebounded by Thomas.
Sterling Heights certainly looks like they have some guys that look the part. They got some good athletes. They can slash and get to the rim.
Rebound and control by Zimmer. Up ahead, Eisenhart. Zimmer, three-pointer. And rebounded by Eisenhart. Good rebound that time by Matt Eisenhart. Donaldson pushed. That's number 23, Noah Jarnot. That picks up the foul. Sean Donaldson driving the baseline.
Saints being assertive, looking for their opportunities. Not shy about shooting.
Zimmer out front. Sullick on the comeback. Down deep, Zimmer has it. Skip pass. Donaldson open corner. Three, yes. Sean Donaldson with a quick five. Now different kind of defense. Half court. Shabbat. Over to Jarnot, and he scores. Noah Jarnot. Three-boy off from the corner. Eisenhart open. Three, he's got it. They backed off him, and they can't do that with Matt. And Eisenhart drills. I think that's the Saints' fourth three-pointer or third three-pointer already. Ochoa. And again slips. That's 2 times he's had trouble slipping. And Schweiger down deep. Zimmer. Good push ahead by Schweiger.
Saints doing a nice job early imposing their will. There was just an aggressive play that didn't go their way. Sometimes you give that up if you're going to continue to be aggressive defensively. You got to expect every once in a while one's going to sneak through, so you just keep at it.
Joe Thomas there with the basket for Sterling Heights. Deep, Selleck. Look for Zimmer, couldn't find him. Out front, Eisenhart. And down deep, Zimmer. Spin to Donaldson. Schweiger. That's tough take there. Thomas may be a freshman, but he's got a good amount of height and long arms. It's going to be hard to get over him.
Hey, he's good size. Doesn't look like a freshman from where we're sitting. He's going to be able to alter some shots. Saints doing a good job. That was a little more of a drawn-out possession that the Saints have had, first one. Nothing wrong with that if you don't have anything easy.
Gleason, Brady Gleason, and Garrison Dombrowski come in. Gleason can't get it. Rebound is batted around a bit, but controlled by Thomas. Ochoa, 4 minutes, 15-7 St. Clair. Shabbat, jumper, and that's going to be.
Should go to the arrow.
Jump ball. And that's going to be Sterling Heights basketball.
Number 5, Alex Ilya. Number 15, Marcus Keikos.
Keikos and Ilya come in for Sterling Heights. Thomas. Gleason, good defense and thrown away by Sterling Heights. Brady gives up a couple of inches, but he's a strong defender and got up underneath Thomas that time and made him very uncomfortable. Donaldson with Dombrowski. Got Selleck, brings it back out front. Garrison Dombrowski.
Saints with another patient possession. Gets the
Skip pass.
2-3.
Selleck, three-pointer, rim no good, rebounded by Thomas. Saints man-to-man, Donaldson on Ochoa. Jarnot, nice take. Good drive to the basket. Noah Jarnot scores, makes it 15-9. Donaldson, Eisenhart. Tipped away by Thomas. Up ahead, controlled by Eisenhart.
Saints tempo has slowed considerably since the first couple of minutes. That's advantage Stallions.
Eisenhart goes baseline. And turnover to the Stallions. Ochoa. And it's going to be foul called, I think, on the floor. Probably Donaldson.
St. Clair foul number 2, Garrison.
Nope, Dombrowski.
His first, team's first.
Zimmer and Schweiger come back in, replacing Selleck and Eisenhart.
Zimmer and Schweiger part of the hot start for the Saints. Get them back on the floor. Scoring's gone a little dry here in the last couple of minutes. Noah Jarnot looks like somebody the Stallions can rely on to get into the paint a little bit, so he'll be one to watch. He kind of jumps off the page.
Good play by Austin Schweiger that time. Here comes Dombrowski. Pass to Schweiger, down deep. Again, Zimmer, left hand, can't quite get it. Good shot though, good look. Good pass by Brady Gleason.
Schweiger and Zimmer, when they're in the game, you can feel the offensive tempo increase just a little bit, and that was successful early.
Schweiger to Zimmer. Gets in, can't get it. Rebounded by Garrison Dombrowski. Donaldson. Brady Gleason. Zimmer. Jumper. In and out.
Tough
Good
luck
shots.
misses. Yeah, those are
Good shots.
Those are good looks. Those are going to go in more than they don't. Unfortunately, he strung a couple together. Tough luck.
Not blocked by Zimmer. Long three by Marcus Kakos. And Sterling Heights climb back in here.
Just like that, just a 3-point deficit. After the hot start, the Saints have cooled.
That's fouled from behind by Thomas.
Yeah, unfortunately for Thomas, he's going to learn pretty quickly. You got to do most of the work defensively before the ball is attempted and enter. So he's kind of in no man's land, just playing right behind Ryan Zimmer. And if you're trying to make up for all that work you should have done earlier by reaching over the top, you're just going to be in foul trouble. He's got to work not to get pinned at 3 feet.
Great look away by Gleason. Hits Dombrowski under the basket. And Garrison converts. Kakos, good pass. And Thomas converts.
Thomas with a good, strong look there. Nice pass by Kakos. Little wraparound right-hander.
Dombrowski. Donaldson in the middle. Zimmer.
Coach Tanton barking at his guys to move. It does seem just a little stale. I think they could zip the passes a little quicker, make their cuts a little faster, and I think they'll see those opportunities that they had early open back up for them. And this helped too when the Saints were in that half-court trap look.
Good block out by Dombrowski that time. Sean Donaldson. 10 seconds.
Playing for one.
Donaldson, long three-pointer. It's got it! Sean Donaldson. 4 seconds left. He drills a 30-footer. And that's going to be it for the first quarter. And the Saints, with a Donaldson three, lead 20-14.
Kind of rocked him to sleep. I was surprised when his body language started to indicate a pull-up, but a great shot. He must have the green light to do it.
All right. At the first quarter, Saints lead 20-14. We'll be back in just a moment after these words from our sponsors.
North Star Bank is a true community bank whose loan approvals are made locally by bankers who live in our community, understanding your needs, and will meet face-to-face to discuss what's important to you. From opening accounts to recommending products and services, North Star Bank looks forward to sitting down with you and building a strong relationship to reach your financial goals. North Star Bank, guiding the way. Loans are subject to credit approval, equal housing lender, and member of FDIC.
Welcome back, everybody. After the first quarter, Saints lead Sterling Heights 20-14. And then Sean Donaldson with a long three-pointer. About 5 seconds left. And that was a kind of a difference maker as Sterling Heights had clawed back in after being down about 10 early on here.
Yeah, I'm sure Sean's seen that in the driveway a couple times with Dad and Uncle Jeremy and let it fly. A confident shot, good stroke, kind of a momentum builder going in the second as the Saints had looked pretty tame for a good stretch of time. Sterling Heights made some adjustments defensively, and the Saints defense wasn't creating as many turnovers. So a big shot moves us into the second quarter.
Zimmer just off his rim there. Kakos.
And the Saints, you know, they shot it well early, but they kind of went cold there for a stretch. And a lot of good shots. I think Ryan Zimmer in particular has had some real nice looks, just like the one he just took. And you got to think that over time, keep firing, they'll fall.
Yeah, Saints will live with those shots. Schweiger, open three. No good, rebounded by Thomas. He's got probably 6 or 7 rebounds already. Good move to the basket by McKinley Mitchell. And Coach Corey Tanton wants to talk. I think he's a little concerned not a lot of people were back on that one.
Yeah, the transition defense, and then you're leaving the guy who shot the basketball on one end all down on an island by himself. on the other against a much larger player, you'd like to think you could get a couple more guys back and in position by that time. So a quick timeout by Coach Tanton. Sterling Heights gets an easy bucket.
Could be one of those games where both defenses kind of agree ahead of time it's going to be a non-aggression pack, and 2016 already. A lot of points put up on the board.
We almost saw the opposite of that in the game prior to this one, where the defense was very, well, I suppose the zone packing in, but the offensive output wasn't very high.
Matt Eisenhart back in for Zimmer. Donaldson, 3, yes. Sean Donaldson feeling it tonight, another good pass.
He's feeling it.
From Brady Gleason. 23-16, Saints up. 6:30 left here, second quarter.
Right now from Coach Tanton, I'm looking at every set I got and every way I can to get Sean Donaldson a touch, give him some heat checks here. He's just got the body language that looks like he's in a little bit of a zone right now, so I'd check and see if it's the real deal. 3 threes already, why not?
Give him a chance to at least shoot out of it, right?
Prove that you can miss, bud.
That's number 3, Seth Ochoa, guarded by Schweiger. Long 3, and Noah Jarnot.
He's got a couple threes himself.
Gleason, tough pass off the hands of Donaldson.
It's a good cut by Donaldson. Not a real bad look by Gleason either. He's got to find a way to sneak that in there, maybe bounce it, or the old fake one to make one, because I think, if he was able to sneak it through, that was going to be a bucket.
Donaldson all the way to the hoop and kind of ran into a phalanx of Stallions that time. Schweiger, Donaldson, good play by number 1, Shabbat, Tyler Shabbat, 2-on-1, and came away with a good defensive play and a foul. That's one of those times when you're at 2-on-1, but both St. Clair players are right next to each other.
They're too close. They got to widen out, make the defender work in a little more space than they did, and unfortunately they were able to be defended with one guy.
Cross court, Shabbat. And now to Ochoa. 23-19. Shabbat to Mitchell. Jarnot, again, 3-pointer. Can't get that one. Rebounded by Eisenhart.
Jarnot's
Donaldson.
the guy you got to be aware of, for sure.
Donaldson, 3-pointer. Got another one.
Sean Donaldson, 3.
Right on cue. Give him a touch out on the perimeter. Why not?
Good turn that time by Ochoa.
It's a tough shot. Body going one way, hand going the other. That's a really nice play by Ochoa. Good touch around the rim.
In the middle, Eisenhart. Donaldson. Runner. He's got it. Donaldson with another. Sean Donaldson really paving the way for St. Clair right now. Ochoa. Shabbat. Mitchell thought about it. Eschewed the shot. Shabbat. Long 3-pointer. Ochoa. Tipped away nicely by Dombrowski to Donaldson.
Nice hustle play by Dombrowski to get a paw on it.
Schweiger. Back rim. No good. Rebounded by Ochoa.
Brady Gleason doing a lot of dirty work. He's got good position for a lot of rebounds. Unfortunately, he's not quite big enough to make an actual attempt, but he is doing a nice job keeping his guy off the glass.
Mitchell. Nope, not that time. And here comes Donaldson. Dombrowski. Reach in foul. Number 3. Seth Ochoa picks up the foul. And wholesale substitutions for St. Clair. Zimmer. Griffin Delore, Eisenhart, Selleck. Out front, Eisenhart.
Nice pass there by Dombrowski, contending with the backboard. That's pretty nice. Thread that needle.
Selleck. Delore down to Zimmer. Back out Delore. Jumper. And here comes Sterling Heights. 28-21. Ochoa. Tough shot there quickly by Jarnot, and very confident scorer so far. Down to 4 points. Zimmer. Selleck. Matt Eisenhart out front. Tough pass. Off the hands of Zimmer. Here comes Ochoa. Again, good take. Seth Ochoa there with a floater, and it's down to 2 points.
2 times he's gone into the paint, adjusted his body, and made some nice shots. Good little touch. Those are not easy.
Selleck's got it. Scott Selleck off the pass from Zimmer.
It's a big three-pointer by Scott Selleck. Momentum kind of squarely on the shoulders of the Stallions there, and always good to see some points go back up on the board.
Good non-call that time. Ochoa was in the air. Eisenhart.
Sean Donaldson off the floor. The Saints are looking for a secondary scorer right now, and
Zimmer. Nice move inside.
got to get him going too.
Jarnot. Open three. Yes.
The Saints definitely need to make an adjustment as it pertains to Noah Jarnot. He's given too much space right now to operate.
Official timeout. Not sure what's going on.
I don't think the coaches are either. I think there's only one man in the gym that knows what the stoppage is for. Possible delay of game warning if there was a tap on that make.
All right, minute 44. Saints up by 4, 33-29. Noah Jarnot and Seth Ochoa have been keeping Sterling Heights in this game. Schweiger to Selleck. Carter Dombrowski in for St. Clair. Schweiger. Down deep, Eisenhart. Couldn't control the ball. Dombrowski picks up the foul.
Saints a little unfortunate there. I thought it was a pretty good set. Corey Tanton drew up for him. Set the screen on the middle guy and wrapped somebody underneath. Got Eisenhart a good look. Didn't get the benefit of a call, but I think you keep going at that. Things will work out.
Good pass inside by Ochoa, and Thomas scores. Just over a minute now. Saints only up by 2. It's one of those games, again, where you feel like the Saints should be up by 10 points, and it's not the case.
Got to clean it up a little bit at the defensive end. I think right now the Stallions are content playing and packing in a 2-3 zone, make you shoot, make you take a while to do it. And at the other end, the Saints aren't playing good enough defense to keep guys out of the paint. That's what they want to do.
I think Joe Thomas, number 24, picks up the foul.
Might be his second. A lot of size, a lot of shot altering in there. If he's in foul trouble, that's an issue for the Stallions. Talented freshman, big guy.
Brady Gleason in for St. Clair. Dombrowski, nice pass inside to Zimmer. Out front, Selleck. Three-pointer. Gleason. And tipped off the hands of Mitchell. Good save by Brady Gleason, and the Saints will have the ball. 37 seconds left. Out front, Schweiger.
Saints need to get some post touches here. Work inside out for their three-pointers instead of just throwing it around the perimeter.
Schweiger resets.
See if they can get that wraparound look again.
Down deep, there it is. Zimmer lost it going up. And Thomas gets it to number 2, Marcus Manny. Mitchell, good pass. Thomas scores. And that ties it up.
It's exactly how the Stallions have been able to cause problems for the Saints. You know, at one end, the Saints grind it out, get a decent look, aren't able to capitalize, and then at the other end of it, the Stallions attack the paint, force people to draw in, the defense shrinks, and then they toss the ball over the top for a layup. Got to find an answer for that moving forward.
All right, now going down through 10 minutes here in the halftime. Saints and Sterling Heights tied at 33. We'll be back in just a moment to bring you the second half.
Neiman's Family Market. Experience the Neiman's family difference. Fresh fruits and vegetables, where Michigan-grown products are featured daily. Local is more than what Neiman's sells. It's who they are. From Grandpa John's quality meats since 1952, featuring a complete meat and deli department, to Grandma Sophie's Bakery, to the Corner Cafe, even a complete pharmacy to serve you. That's what Neiman's Family Market is. Experience the Neiman family difference. St. Clair Home Goods and Ace Hardware is open 7 days a week in the Riverview Plaza. Everything you need in hardware, from wiring, paint, tools, outdoor equipment, and even picnic and camping items. Check the specials on Valspar Paint and the Ace Hardware specials. St. Clair Home Goods and Ace Hardware also has a complete gift department with candles, outdoor furniture, grills, and much, much more. St. Clair Home Goods and Ace Hardware.
Welcome back, everyone. John Carter along with Brad Robbins, JP on camera and directing. And getting ready to wrap up halftime. Saints and Sterling Heights are tied at 33. And this is one of those games we said earlier, it feels like the Saints should be up by 10, but Sterling Heights has done a nice job hanging around, and they've taken advantage defensively of the Saints.
Yeah, and like you said, it does have that feel. I think talent-wise, St. Clair should, it looks like the better team, but, that gives you no guarantees. And Sterling Heights did some good things that are going to force the Saints to have to make adjustments here for the second half. If they're not able to do that, this is going to be a tight game throughout. Sterling Heights has some pieces and some athletes that can cause you problems, and the Saints have given them a reason to believe and to stay in the game. So I've mentioned this several times on broadcast. I'm a big believer. The first 4 minutes of this quarter, especially in a tight basketball game, are huge for momentum. See what the Saints can do with it.
All right, Austin Schweiger, Matt Eisenhart, Sean Donaldson, Scott Selleck, and Ryan Zimmer. And that was a turnover on Sterling Heights.
Jarnot had a great first half, somebody that hopefully the Saints talked about quite a bit. I mean, he hit 4 threes and a 2, so you got to pay attention. 14 points. And as you mentioned, Donaldson was the spark. Spent a little bit of time off the floor at the end of the quarter, and going to see if you can rekindle that flame a little bit here in the second half, early going third quarter.
Selleck down deep, Zimmer. Schweiger. Zimmer.
Freshman Thomas doing a good job on Zimmer.
But a nice move to the basket by Schweiger. Here comes Ochoa. Saints again in that kind of three-quarter look. Jarnot back out to Ochoa. Ochoa. Jumper. Rim no good. Thomas. Kind of a half hook shot put, but went in.
Came off his hand a little funny, but it worked. He's got 12 of his own tonight.
Zimmer, good pass. Donaldson, yes. And that's that two-person jump from the foul line when they come out of the 2-3, and Saints reacted to it well.
Get the ball to the middle. That's the secret there.
And tipped away by Zimmer. And good defensive play by Ryan Zimmer. Lost it on the way to the basket.
Zimmer took a quick peek at who was there defensively, and unfortunately for the Saints, wasn't able to keep his handle.
Oh, it's going to be called a block on Selleck. Looked like he had position, but referees disagree.
My only speculation there, I think he was there in plenty of time, but his positioning was, there is no half circle underneath the rim, but he was pretty deep. So sometimes, no matter what the high school rule says, you get officials that won't give you that call if you're too deep, and Selleck was pretty deep on that one. So
Ochoa, long three, in and out. Rebounded by Donaldson off the tip from Zimmer. Saints up by 2, 37-35. Down to Zimmer underneath. And he can't get it. And back comes Ochoa. Jarnot to Thomas. Rebound by Selleck and Thomas working at it. Jump ball. It'll be St. Clair basketball.
Thomas doing a good job of altering shots to get the feed inside to Zimmer, and he having a hard time shooting over top of him.
And I think he's probably 6'5", 6'6", long arms, freshman, so got a long time to get better. Schweiger, Zimmer, jumper. Back rim no good, rebounded by Jarnot, and over to Ochoa. Jarnot, three-pointer, he's got it, boy. Smooth looking stroke by Noah Jarnot. And that's first lead for Sterling Heights, I think, tonight.
At 38-37, behind a lot of offense from Jarnot. That time he comes off a screen look, sets his feet, and lets it fly. Good answer there by Matt Eisenhart.
Great three-pointer off the inside-out pass from Zimmer. And Saints back up 40-38. Jarnot back to Ochoa.
Already 14 made threes in this basketball game so far out of 78 total points. And see what the emphasis has been out on the perimeter. Guys letting it fly. See another one here.
Mitchell. Rim no good. Rebounded by Zimmer. Good rebound. While being contested. Up ahead, Selleck. Open. Three-pointer. He's got it.
Got another.
2 3-pointers in a row for St. Clair. Makes the lead out to 5. Tipped away by Eisenhart. And as we said, those tip balls, coaches love that.
There's nothing wrong with that. That's still a win. You can kick it away every single time. As a coach, you just want the psychology of that play. They add up. They chip at the armor of the other team.
Garrison Dombrowski, Brady Gleason come in, placing Zimmer and Schweiger. Donaldson, good fake, but blocked by McKinley.
Just needed to wait a tick longer. Let him come down a little further. I think he's going to draw a foul, but he went right up into the outstretched hand, and it looked like a pretty clean block.
Ochoa. Athletic move that time by Joe Thomas. And back down to a 3-point lead for St. Clair.
Thomas has been impressive for a freshman. Good size, athleticism is pretty clear.
Gleason, good step through that time.
Certainly a lot to like if you're for Sterling Heights and you haven't had a win yet this season. There's a lot to take from this right now, and I think the coach from Sterling Heights, Mike Griffin, is a little bit guarded about allowing a deficit to grow. So you see a quick timeout there. It's only a 5-point deficit, but when you don't have a team with a lot of confidence, you want to keep that score like it is and reassure them and keep them confident in the things and reinforce what's been working. They've done a nice job. Ochoa getting into the paint. Thomas has been strong down low, and then obviously Jarnot, four or 5 threes now tonight, 5 3-pointers tonight, and the Saints need to adjust. At this point, you got to start thinking about having somebody trail him when he's on the floor, which he's not at this particular juncture.
Double teamed and quick pass, and that was tough to handle. And a turnover for the Saints.
Quick rest for Jarnot. Comes right back into the game.
And I think if I were Coach Mike Griffin, I'd feel the same way.
Yeah, he's not coming off the floor much, not with the way he's been playing.
Eisenhart, long three. Yes. That's the second time.
Second time, yeah, absolutely, right on cue.
Kind of that fake look away, and Matt rises up and drills the three. Now the Saints need to cement this with some solid defense here over the next 3 minutes, 23 seconds remaining in the third quarter. And there's a start. Donaldson with a steal. Here comes Dombrowski. Garrison. Good pass.
Outstanding look. Brady Gleason, I mentioned him earlier about how he's working on the glass and doing some of the tough guy things that you don't really see jump off the page. He's not even getting the rebounds. He's just doing things like that. That's great position. He just pinned the guy, and an excellent job by Dombrowski to find him. And Jarnot is just out of his mind.
It's kind of hard for me to believe this team hasn't won a game. Maybe this is an unusual outing for them, but boy, they've played very well tonight in a tough place to play.
Right, you know, long travel, not familiar, and I mean, Jarnot's putting on a show right now.
Gleason, back door, looking for Dombrowski, knocked away by Sterling Heights.
Very close to being another excellent pass. Saints doing a better job moving the basketball offensively. I like the confidence they're playing with. Sterling Heights has just been matching.
That was that same play that worked before. And Eisenhart with a follow-up knocks it down.
It's a great job. It's just a quick look, and they act like they're going to go out the screen, and they slip right back to the basketball.
Jarnot can't get it. Rebound. And gets it over to 15. This ball's pinballing right now and come up with Scott Selleck.
First time Jarnot's missed in a good
Lenarski climbs it in. Jared Lenarski using the rim. Shooter's roll. And the Saints now at a 12-point lead.
This looks giving the Stallions some trouble.
And as Jared is wont to do, he comes in with a lot of defensive energy. Double team, trap Jarnot there in the sideline.
Lenarski using that athleticism, that speed to cause problems. Little burst of energy off the bench, got to have it. Always helps when a guy comes in right away, hits a three also. Selleck, you can see a little more defensive intensity on the assignment with Jarnot now, not allowing any space for him to lift and fire there. That might be something the Saints try to do throughout the remainder of this one with as hot as he's been.
Up, knocked away by Sterling Heights, but turned over right back to St. Clair. Dombrowski with the ball. Lenarski. Eisenhart down deep to Gleason.
Tough play.
Dombrowski tipped away by Jarnot and up to Ochoa. Heart of the basket, Ochoa. And that time, Lenarski for the rebound. I think he was hit by Thomas from behind.
Ochoa does a nice job on kind of the secondary break, trying to get something into the paint. You know, he's made a couple of nice little balanced floaters. That time probably would have been better served to find somebody to dish it to. But he does do a good job, gets a piece of the paint and creates off of it.
Zimmer and Schweiger come back in. Donaldson also in. Gleason back out, Sean Donaldson.
Interesting move by Sterling Heights. Saints have kind of struggled a little bit offensively, and they're really packed in a 2-3 with 22 seconds left. I don't know that you'll see the Saints attack the rim here.
Selleck. No good. Gleason gets it to Zimmer, but blocked. Down to 10 seconds. Ochoa.
Got to find Jarnot, make sure he doesn't get one.
Good pass. Thomas couldn't quite convert. Nice pass by Mitchell McKinley that time, and Thomas had a two-footer, but couldn't make it. So after three, Saints up 55-43. We'll be back in a moment to bring you the fourth quarter.
Come to the Murphy Inn and enjoy the pub atmosphere or the dining room, which both offer a diner's menu. Murphy Inn offerings include the best pizza, burgers, ribs, steak, and fish around. Plus, there are great daily specials such as endless pasta, chicken, or fish and chips. Karaoke is every Wednesday and Saturday from 8 p.m. until midnight. Murphy Inn hosts live entertainment each Thursday and Friday from 8 until midnight. The Bernhuber family appreciates the opportunity to serve you at the Murphy Inn.
All right, welcome back, everyone. John Carter, Brad Robbins, JP doing the game tonight, Sterling Heights and St. Clair. Nice quarter for St. Clair as they came away from a tied game at halftime. 12-point lead now for St. Clair, 55-43.
St. Clair running Selleck against Noah Jarnot now, pretty much on a face guard assignment, which is good move. He's been excellent.
Ochoa, that looked like a travel. Yep. And that's a good assignment, I think, for Scott Selleck. He's strong, he's quick, and got enough length to him that can give Jarnot a little bit of a contest. And the Saints had to do something.
Yeah, they did. I mean, I think they were at a prove-it stage for a little while, and then I think we've passed that stage where he's proven that he's just having a night. So got to find somebody to go out there and bother him.
Good try. Interior passing there.
The Saints have slowed the Stallions a little bit with this press look. Stallions not super comfortable bringing the ball up against this 1-2-2 slowdown, so stick with that for a while. 12-point lead. Want to try to extend it if you can.
Foul by Schweiger, but no worries. Only the second team foul for St. Clair. I think his second foul, so no one at all in foul trouble. Not surprising given the teams both played quite a bit of zone.
Schweiger tried to jump it. Now they're going to have to transition back. Plenty of time.
Shabbat. Jarnot. Runner can't get it. Rebounds by Jarnot. Shabbat. Three-pointer. Got it.
Another three by somebody not named Jarnot.
Cuts it to 9. Saints 55. Sterling Heights 46. Schweiger. Selleck. Ryan Zimmer, top of the key. Here's Donaldson.
Saints will probably try to run some more things to the inside. I'd put a little pressure on Thomas to guard Zimmer.
Good rebound by Jarnot. Here comes Ochoa. That's a tough catch. The pass was there, but underneath the basket, tough catch for the big guy.
A lot of heat on that pass. Maybe the right pass, wrong temperature. Most important part of the pass is that it can be caught, and that was a very difficult one for Thomas to corral. It goes out of bounds. As I was saying before the break, you know, the Saints, they enjoyed a 12-point lead, and the Stallions did what I thought they might do, which is come out and play some man. If they want to sit in a zone, the Saints might let them and play patty cake. So fourth quarter here, no surprise that the Stallions are going to have to come out and play some man-to-man, which means the Saints are probably going to get to go to some of their day one sets and run their stuff.
Zimmer out front in this zone. Jarnot. And again, tipped away. I think Gleason was on the line. That's okay. It's tough making those close-in passes, that many hands and bodies in the way. Hard to catch.
A lot of traffic in there.
All right, this is Ochoa, guarded by Schweiger. McKinley Mitchell. Shabbat. Good defense this time by the Saints. Good man-to-man D. Ochoa, wow, long three. He's got it. Off the dribble.
Gets it back to within 6.
And Sterling Heights just not going away, and Ochoa and Jarnot have played very good games tonight.
Yeah, they've definitely come out with a hot hand.
You said the total of three-pointers here has been
I believe
amazing.
That's the 19th three-pointer in this contest. The Saints have 11, and now the Stallions have had 8. So, and we've seen zone defense primarily. It's no doubt that both teams have kind of reverted back to a man-to-man. Both teams have sufficiently shot their opponents out of the zone defense. So we'll probably see some man-to-man as we go throughout. But just an abnormal amount of threes, some hot shooting. But as we have indicated to the audience here, the score is 55-49, and if you hear that the game has 18 three-pointers, you would probably expect to hear something like 74-70. So the percentage of points tonight in the three-point range is is high. Guys are chucking it, and the ball's going in, and they've come in streaks. Sean Donaldson had a long run of his own. Matt Eisenhardt's put a couple guys to sleep, and a hand down, man down kind of thing. And Jarnot, while Selleck's doing a better job on him now, force him to take it off the bounce. And we see Ochoa hit one, and Shabbat hit one as well. So might just be one of those nights you're going to have to just stay in stride with them and hit some of your own, and you're on your home floor, so you should be pretty cozy doing it.
Schweiger to Donaldson.
Apparently Mike Griffin does not think the 11 threes from the Saints were enough as they return to the 2-3 zone. And if you're the Saints, I got to tell you, 6 points, and as back and forth as this has been, I'd be just fine with taking a bunch of time off the clock here if they're going to sit in the zone. Make them come out and play you.
Schweiger, nice take.
Great take.
Got the bounce. I actually think they're playing some sort of hybrid defense. They had a couple guys in zone looks, but then a couple looked like they were playing man-to-man, unless that was a mistake. Long three-pointer. Ochoa in and out, and rebounded by Donaldson. Good block out by Schweiger.
Austin Schweiger fortunate not to get a foul call there. His clear out was a bulldoze move. Frustrated Thomas a little bit on the back end.
Gleason to Donaldson in the corner. Down just under 4 minutes. Saints up by 8. And a little miscommunication that time. One of the other interesting thing is there's very, very few fouls. And if a team does have to get to the point of fouling and to cut into a deficit, it's going to be hard to get to.
It's going to take a while, yeah.
Just to get to the bonus.
If you're behind, if Mike Griffin is thinking about that at all, he might, in a timeout, tell his guys to be super aggressive here as the 3-minute mark dwindles, unless they continue to hit threes, in which case the deficit will close quick.
And it's down to 5 now. And again, Sterling Heights just is not going away easily.
Sterling Heights really hasn't even run this on like an inside-out look or off of any sets. They're just kind of passing around the perimeter, and the next man up is throwing it up there, and it's working for him.
Another good drive by Schweiger out to Jarnett. Long three-pointer. That was a little bit of a throw that time. And I think that might have been the call from before, but that time Gleason was called on the box out on Thomas. First foul on Brady, 4th team foul.
Yeah, 1 foul for Sterling Heights. You're at a 7-point deficit here, 3:22 to play in the 4th quarter. What you talked about is really going to be important, and honestly, right at this time, there's not a lot of risk in trying to get some steals and being real aggressive with guys on the ball. You might not get called for it, but you might get a steal out of the deal and go the other way, 1-on-0. And on the other end, you got to get some fouls going here, because if you need to extend the game and get the other team on the line and to get the clock stopped, you got to be able to get to 6 and get into the bonus.
And except for Joe Thomas, the big guy in the middle, I don't think anybody in Sterling Heights has more than 1 or 2 fouls.
No, I think their total team fouls for the first half was 3. So 4 total fouls for the team. And I know Thomas picked up 1, or he's got 2, and he picked up 1 early. Really, he's been pretty fortunate not to pick up a couple more on some of those catches that Zimmer's had. But that's where they are, and it's something to look for. Although every time it seems like Mike Griffin and the Stallions would have to think about doing that, somebody contributes a 3-pointer, and then it's a little different story if you're talking about 5 points versus 7 or 9. So if they can get a set here and get a good shot and hit a 3, that might not be an issue.
Shabbat down deep, or out deep, I should say, to Ochoa.
Good switch.
Long 3, he's got it. Good switch, unless the guy in front of you makes a 28-footer. Nothing but net.
As they did a good job of switching, but they thought they were in a safe area to switch back and get the right matchup. And Ochoa was 5 feet off the 3-point line, so we're hitting 24-footers now.
Schweiger, a little short. Rebounded by Gleason. Back out, Schweiger. All the way to the hoop. Can't get it. Rebounded. Fought for and picked up by Janot. And Saints had a 12-point lead not long ago, but Sterling Heights is just not given away.
Got a foul off the ball. Might get Scotty Selleck with a hold. Take that if you're the Saints. Best player running through, being aggressive with him.
Again, Ochoa.
Feeling it.
And these are long threes. These are pro-level threes. They're 6-7 feet beyond the arc, and that's tough to guard.
And it's not out of an offensive set. It's not out of a matchup issue. He's just deeper than the defense is willing to go, but it's not one guy either. So
Donaldson, 3. Can't get it, rebounded by Gleason. Zimmer
shot,
can't control, and Charnot to Ochoa. I think
Ochoa going to heat check it here. Oh,
that's a travel. Anticipated an opening there, wasn't there. Saints will have the ball and a 1-point lead, 1 minute, 56 seconds left. Schweiger brings it up. Selleck, got it. Huge shot. Scott Selleck in the corner. It's his place. And the Saints out to a 4-point lead. Minute and a half. Ochoa, Charnot. I think I'd guard him basically from half court in now.
There's that switch. A little better by Donaldson. Came all the way out that time. Big man coming out on the screen and roll, doing a good job of hedging, but they're finding out they can't leave him.
Shabbat, his 3, and it's in. Tough shot, under pressure. And Shabbat brings it to a point game.
Nobody's going away, but I'll tell you what, that foul scenario that we talked about a little bit before is becoming a very big reality. If the Saints get a bucket here, but if I'm Sterling Heights, I'm going after every steal right here. Why not?
Zimmer, off the mark, and Sterling Heights Stallions down 1. Have the ball. Ochoa knocked away by Donaldson.
On the other end of that, if you're the Saints, you're at 5 fouls, you're probably fine, and you don't want to get in a situation where you put Sterling Heights on the line. So big defensive possession here. Saints got to force a tough one and get a stop.
And timeout there called before the inbound pass.
Now, I got to tell you, I don't know how many more Mike Griffin has. It ain't many. So I know Corey Tanton, he may have used 1 earlier. He should have a slew of timeouts for this late game stuff. And I know we talked about Mike Griffin and the Stallions and not having a win and him being guarded against deficits. That might play a factor here with 39 seconds to go and they're down 1.
As we said a couple of times, we don't keep track of timeouts here. It's not on the scoreboard. But just from remembering the game, you got to think he's got at the most 1 left.
Right, he might have a 30 left. I haven't tracked him, but I do know he's used a bunch, so.
Which means that if they want to stop the clock after a basket, they're not going to be able to.
Correct. That's huge. That's a big thing. Sometimes casually observing, you wonder in times of momentum why coaches keep things in their back pocket. You're trying to gauge whether or not your team's capable of climbing back or climbing out of a hole. And Corey Tanton's seen several 3 balls go in by Sterling Heights, and I think it'd been easy for him to call some timeouts, but to his credit, he's got some in his back pocket now, and that's a huge advantage for him because he'll be able to set some things up and talk to his guys.
All right, you got to feel the Saints going to overplay Charnot and Ochoa. And actually, I'd be worried about a backdoor to somebody like Thomas right now.
Especially now that it's a 2-point or, a 1-point game and you don't need a 3, which seems like that's all Sterling Heights has done. You're going to have to overplay and respect the ability of the Stallions to shoot now. I think they've proven it. But you're also leaving yourself vulnerable to a backdoor cut. And
you see this is a wide open set here.
No doubt about it. Clear some space, yep.
At Sterling Heights, and got Ochoa under the basket. He's most likely going to pop out.
Good job by Donaldson. Opportunity missed there. Eisenhart didn't think it was coming right back to him. nothing hurt there by Donaldson going for the steal, but the next one you can't have. So makes it 6 fouls. And if that was coached up at the time, I don't mind that at all, as long as he's aware he can't do it again, because that could have been a huge momentum shift, take it the other way. Although 3 points might be exactly how much Sterling Heights wants to be down by.
Yes, exactly. It's their comfort zone.
Right.
Ochoa. All the way to the hoop. Oh, and he's got it. Nope. Waved off.
They got him on the floor.
That's a huge break for St. Clair.
Big
Going to be
break.
one-on-one for Ochoa.
Now I'm on the other end of that. I am much more a fan of, I would err on the side of continuation most of the time as an official. I think officials are very guarded against that, and they often want to make fouls on the floor as opposed to shoot the foul shots. I'm on the other end of that. Like right there, Ochoa makes that play. I thought at the very most it was simultaneous, so I'd give him the N1 here. But thankfully for the Saints, I'm not officiating the ball game.
And around and in, ties up the game. Seth Ochoa, senior guard.
On that note, we have not had hardly any foul shots.
Right.
And I'm looking at this wondering if I just marked the first one of the night.
Second one for Ochoa is good. Lead for Sterling Heights, and using one of those timeouts you mentioned, Coach Corey Tanton wants to bring the Saints over to talk about it. And it's 63-62, and now for the Saints, got to wonder what their plan is right here.
Yeah,
do you run it down, or you take the first good one?
Philosophically, I probably go after the first good one I get here with 26 seconds left. But I'm going to look at what Sterling Heights comes out in, and I might take another quick one depending on how many I have. If you got your guys going up and you're anticipating a zone look here, I probably have our best zone set. Maybe that wraparound look that Eisenhart got last time for a quick bucket, and if I can get it, I'm taking it, and I'm going to play defense. If time goes by and you don't get a good look, I might take another timeout and set something up from a sideline that I like, hoping that they come out in a set that I like. And this becomes the X's and O's part of it. And right now, unfortunately for the Saints, they're down one, but in every other aspect of the game, they've got an advantage. So they need to go run their best thing here and get somebody a good
What's
look.
interesting now is the lack of fouls comes to Sterling Heights' advantage. They could foul 3 times in the backcourt.
And the Saints
use up clock.
Yep.
And essentially make the Saints use up time just to get into a half-court set. I'm kind of surprised they're not doing it.
And the only thing you're depending on the experience and the temperament of your team, you don't want to get an intentional foul called either doing that. But yeah, if they're going for steals and being aggressive, no doubt. Sterling Heights chooses man.
That was a foul.
And so here is where they're going to take that strategy. Now, if you're Coach Tanton, you got 19 seconds.
You've got to really draw up something now to get something quickly, because likely they're going to do the same thing, and your only hope then is that they somehow foul you while you're getting ready to take a shot. And
maybe able to isolate somebody down by the block early here off the inbound pass, and if they're in this red and they're coaching up maybe a freshman to foul right away and you're able to catch and go up, you might get that call. The problem is when you put the officials in that position, when they know that you're trying to foul, they don't often give you the benefit of the doubt on the flail. And you get caught between that spot where they don't call anything or they're just calling everything on the floor. So I actually like the strategy there by Coach Griffin. Why not? If it's going to play out on the perimeter, I got a bunch to use, 3 or 4 seconds at a time. And then all of a sudden the Saints are, they got 8 seconds or 7 seconds to operate, and it's time. It's go time.
Not a lot of time. Yep. 19 seconds left.
Backside lob play. If they're going to play aggressive here or something, get everybody moving toward the ball. Send one guy around the backside. If you get a decent matchup, could be a jump ball for Donaldson, maybe if he's got one of the smaller guys, and Ochoa or Shabai on him. I'd like a throw up to him from Selleck.
Well, they got Thomas deep under the basket.
Should make Eisenhart available at least.
Here's Donaldson. Donaldson's got a lane. Fouled out front and down to 14 seconds. And that's going to be, again, Only the third team foul on Sterling Heights. And the Saints, it's going to be tough. It's hard to go to the basket. They're going to grab you going in, which is a good play.
Saints get the benefit of it. He made it inside the paint, so they get a baseline out of bounds. That's actually a big deal right now, unless they go safety over the top. Yeah,
That's foul from behind.
Nothing hurt there unless they would have caught it clean and went up with it. This is actually advantageous for the Saints a little bit to be inbounding here.
Sure.
Sideline makes it real difficult because you got to backcourt it most likely.
No, he can't do that.
Now the Saints got a foul.
Now the Saints have to foul. The advantage they have is immediately at one-on-one. But I try to foul someone other than Ochoa.
No doubt about that. Sterling Heights deserves a lot of credit. They've hung in. They've shot fantastic.
Yes. Yep.
Whether it's an aberration or not, this is the only sample size that I have to go off of. So they deserve full marks. They put the Saints in a tough spot to have to match threes all night, and they've earned their way into this close one, looking for their first win on the road. The Saints have had leads that they weren't able to hold, and the Stallions are responsible for the comeback.
Quarter.
No doubt about it. Yeah, we were looking at something like 52-40 at one point, and 23 points later for the Stallions with a barrage of three-pointers.
And long, tough three-pointers, but they made them.
Right.
So,
and if you're just objectively looking at it from the Saints' perspective, most of your defensive principles have held up, or they played fine underneath them. But Sterling Heights has forced them into a position to come out and guard people from 30 feet away. They just deserve credit for that.
All right, just to set it for you, 12 seconds. Saints trail by 1, 63-62. Saints just committed a turnover. It'll be Sterling Heights basketball.
I like the look here. Saints guarding against somebody going deep, but willing to get a steal if they can get it.
Ochoa quickly grabbed by Donaldson. Only 2 went off, but it's 2 more that the Saints don't have. Best case scenario here is a missed foul shot, then be able to get the rebound and go quick.
Yeah, it's just 1-1. You want your guys to board and run. Get the first thing coming to you. Austin Schweiger to the cup. He's done that a couple of times.
Seth Ochoa, back rim no good. Rebounded by Gleason, and timeout for St. Clair.
Okay. Must have been a directive immediately to timeout. I might have hoped for a fast dribble up to half court and get the timeout with like 7 seconds instead of the 10 on the full. That being said, maybe he wants to operate in space and see what Sterling Heights is going to give him out of the break.
Unfortunately, got to go virtually, as you said, the whole length of the floor, and that's going to take some time. And you got to think Sterling Heights will pressure a little bit so he can't roll it up and take advantage of not touching the ball.
Yeah, I would be anticipating a scenario where you're going to have to get a guy running, running to make his catch. That way you're taking fewer dribbles and time off the clock to get it across. And 10 seconds is plenty of time. You can run a set from there in 10 seconds. It'll just be a matter of.
The other option would be try to make a long pass and call timeout again if he has another one.
If he has another one, right. And I don't know that he does. It seems like he's pretty low. So he's used quite a few in these last few moments, which was good he had them. Sterling Heights chooses no defender on the inbound. And here's the scenario that.
Yeah, down to 7.
Goes to 7 seconds and they get another foul. They can do that again and again. Well, they can do it one more time.
One more time.
It's going to put you in the 4-second range if they choose to foul again.
Saints have to get it up quickly now. Donaldson behind the back. 3-pointer. Off the rim, no good, and that's it. Wow. Upset by Sterling Heights, their first win of the year as they knock off St. Clair 63-62. And as you said, give a lot of credit to Sterling Heights. They played well, tough all the way through. Great job coaching by Coach Griffin, and they come away with the upset.
Yeah, got pretty strategic there at the end with the X's and O's, and just a lot of great three-point shooting. Over 20 made in this basketball game, and Sterling Heights is going to have a happy bus ride home.
All right, everybody, this is John Carter along with Brad Robbins. JP on camera saying so long here from St. Clair. Split decision for the Saints. The girls beaten Lakeshore in the first game, but the boys come up short against Sterling Heights. This will be it for me for this year. Brad Robbins and Tom Brenner will be taking you for the rest of the games. So long and see you next year. Bye-bye, everybody.
This CTV sports presentation has been brought to you by St. Clair Chevy, Buick GMC, We Care. By Murphy Inn Restaurant and Hotel in St. Clair. By North Star Bank, North Star guiding the way. By Neiman's Family Market. By St. Clair Home Goods and Ace Hardware. And by CTV Community TV in Marine City in St. Clair.